What?
Here comes a new challenger. Baby, don't fail me now.
All right. Rumble. 4 mana, 5/4. Already really good stats for a 4-drop. Play. Discard up to 3 cards to grant allied rumbles everywhere. Impact for the first. Quick attack for the second. And spell... First of all, he levels with 2 attacks. Second of all, the impacts stack every time you play him. So the second Rumble will have 2 impact. Third of all, he's unremovable because of Spell Shield as well. And we've already seen that Yordles have super discard synergy. We were talking about freaking Scion, and this is so strong with Scion Rally as well. Oh my lord! Oh my god! And he's also Noxus. You don't even have to play him with what do you call it? You can just drop him into a Scion deck. Oh boy, this is actually scary. This is actually scary. The good thing is he doesn't have Overwhelm. That's the really good thing here. So there's no Overwhelm. You don't have to worry about that. Now we have very strong overall. Very strong card overall. Quick attack is insane with these stats. The fact that it has Spell Shield as well is insane as well.
Duty calls, Rumble.
You can take your duty and shove it up a tailpipe.
That's a little bit toxic, brother. Wait, is this Legends of Runeterra or is this League of Legends? I'm confused, chat. I like to play on words as well. Duty and duty. Jesus. Wait. Oh, he got... Yeah, I see what I see what he did.
These everywhere. Let's give him a show.
Baby, I'm the best show in town.
Holding position.
Burn, baby, burn.
Music is dope, it is.
Rumble! What are you doing over there?
Taking out the trash.
I'll check these cards afterwards for now.
I call frontline.
Jeez.
Full throttle.
Alright, he's gonna level. We're gonna see a level up, boys. Wait. Couldn't he just have, like, killed his own... Does this target friendly units? I think it doesn't.
Hit that red line.
Affirmative.
We're getting hot.
Oh, yeah, Overwhelm. That's a good point. Alright, 4 mana, 6/5. Even more stats. Wait, does he naturally come with these? Does that mean he doesn't even need to have Spell Shield? Does he just get Spell Shield on level up? Guaranteed. So I guess he naturally just gets these things. Okay. When you deal damage to the enemy Nexus, create a random Mecha Yordle in hand. Or, if you have one, grant all Mecha Yordles in hand +1/+1 and reduce their cost by... Ooh, that's scary. Not super scary, but scary. Like, the second part is scary. That is strong with impact, I agree. Can he create himself? I don't know. So, we know there's a habit of cards not being able to create themselves, just like they stopped Telescope from creating telescopes and whatnot. There's a good chance, even if he isn't a Mecha Yordle pool, that he cannot make himself per se. Wait. Wait, this is not when he deals damage. This is when you as the player deal damage. What? So let's say you have 4 impact units on the board, and they just all swing. You're giving +4/+4 and reducing the cost of 4 for all Mecha Yordles if you're running a Mecha Yordle. Oh my lord. Okay, listen. That seems really strong to build around. Like, I don't know how strong it is gonna be to like make 5 or 6 Mecha Yordles in hand. I don't know how strong that is per se, but it feels like it's a really strong build around. It looks really decent. Oh my goodness. They're all broken. I know they're broken for their cost, and now they get like massive reduction for their mana cost and massive buffs. Oh boy. I'm trying to figure out if a faded deck can keep up with this. I think a faded deck. It's so hard to keep up with because it's a 4 mana quick attack with 5 attack, and it has Spell Shield. So it's not very easy to trade with this. Like, imagine this swings. Can you really block with like a... What do you need to block with? A 4/6 before he's leveled up? Wait, 57 seconds? You have to block with like a 4/6, and can you really afford to do that when this has Spell Shield and quick attack? You'd have to have a lot of buffs in hand in order to make it worthwhile. That's pretty insane.
Yordle got to do to get his...
The scary thing also is that Noxus has some of the best damage value cards in the game, bar none. So, for example, if you're blocking with an injured unit, they have Flock, 1 mana, deal 4, which makes quick attack amazing. Noxus has 1 mana plus 3 attack, which I'm not sure this is going to run, but still, Noxus has a lot of ways to buff attack unfairly for a low amount of mana. So, even if you have a really good blocker for it, he can usually outscale attack or damage more than you can scale HP.
his face on one of those flyers.
Gotta take it up with the big guy.
Like, if he was just pure Bandle City, I think he would be a lot worse. But the fact that he is Noxus means you can play PNZ with him, for example. You can play PNZ Noxus. You can go for your little Poro cannons. You can go for a lot of little elusive dudes. There's a lot of things you can do.
Harpoon charged and ready.
Oh, wait, is this his card? Electro Harpoon to play, discard 1, deal 2 to the enemy unit. Oh my god. We've already, no, it's not.
Face smashing levels, maximum.
That's such a good card, by the way. That is such a good card for Scion decks. Like, originally Scion decks, they have Mystic Shot ×3, right? And very often they have to use the Mystic Shot to remove certain units, and they can't go face with it. 2 mana, deal 2 damage to unit, and go face with no downside because you have this dude, the 8 mana cost guy in hand, is crazy. Crazy good. Holy crap.
Rockets primed.
Ready to blow.
Victory achieved.
Mech power.
All right, first things first. 2 mana, 1/2.
Did you know that with Rumble discarding 3 cards you can insta-level Jinx?
That's true. That's actually true. That's a pretty cool idea. That is a cool one. But Jinx really likes to play with what? With Noxus, and you can just play him. Oh my god. That's a good point. You can play Jinx aggro with that, and it actually doesn't do badly. All right. Oh my goodness. That's actually a really good Jinx follower. Like, you used to play like Jinx Teemo. That's a really good 5 mana card. It still does 1 damage to face, and it gives you a lot of value and a lot of good discard. Oh boy. All right. Fix him up. Fix him uppers. 2 mana, 1/2. The first time you discard a card or damage the enemy Nexus. That's bad. For some reason, I thought this was every turn. Like, the first time every turn. But if it's only one time, the payoff is a 3/3. It's not good enough. It's a 2 mana cost card. You've got 2 mana 3/2s that actually have effects. Yeah, this is bad. This is just... I think we can just skip this. It's not a good card. It has no Yordle synergy either. It has nothing to go with, for it. It's not good. Yordle, 4 mana 4/3, low on stats. Play. Oh, never mind. It has tough. Never mind. It's not low on stats. Holy crap. It's actually pretty decent on stats. Play. Discard 1 to manifest a Mecha Yordle and reduce its cost... What? And reduce its cost by 1? That's like the best card in the game. No, this is like the best card in the game. I'm not even joking. Listen, let me rephrase this. Because you're reducing its cost by 1, this is essentially a 3 cost. This is a... And because it's tough, it's like a 3 mana 4/4. So already... We're talking about Badger Bear. Like, Badger Bear was a 3 mana 4/4, was the most broken. This is a 3 mana 4/4. Draw the best card in your deck, basically, because you have nothing better than Mech Yordles in your deck. It's a 3 mana 4/4. Draw the best card in your deck. 3 mana 4/4 is already OP enough. Why do you get to even draw the best? Well, actually, it's transform your best card into a... transform your worst card into your best card. It's not a draw. Never mind. I take it back, chat. But in a discard deck, it's really... Oh my god, it's so strong. It's just one mecha. It doesn't matter. Mechas are very good for their mana. And now you're reducing them by 1 further. It's 4 mana, not 3. Yeah, but it reduces the mecha by 1. So this is like... The mechas are actually very strong for their mana cost. Reducing it by 1, I'm just putting it the point to this instead of to the mecha to make it easier to analyze. Oh my god, that's strong. That's a very... How do you... Wait, here's the problem. How do you ever, like, trade with this? It's a 4 mana 4/4, but it has tough, which is... It's better than a 4 mana. It's like a 4 mana 4/5. Because it's very hard to trade with tough. Yo, Alan, you in here, brother? I do not see Alan. Oh, there he is. Wait, dude. Wait, you're saying discard it? You're insane, Alan. You're insane. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, listen to me, Alan. Brother, explain yourself. Dude, I gotta say, Alan, we disagree so much on card reveals, it's insane. How? How is it crap? It's a great card. You would always play this. It's too expensive for Alan. I mean, to be fair, Alan, you said Hush was a one of at best. Back when it was broken and copied itself. You were like, it's a one of. Minimorph, you said it was a one of. So to be fair, Alan, to be fair, in your mind, this is a one of too. Anyway. Yo, Assassin, thank you for gifting a sub to Alan, my dude. All right, let's look at the next card. 2 mana, 2/2, normal stats. Yordle Explorer. When you summon another Yordle, granted +1/+1. Listen, guys, that's literally Battlesmith, and we all know Battlesmith is bad, so this is pretty bad. All right, next card. 3 mana, 3/2.
Tell me something, Gabe. Did Richard try to ruin your game? Will you make it free?
Oh my god, dude. Sellout, Riot Shill. Riot Shill, oh my god. Dude, oh my god. So this is the only card I knew was coming because somebody spoiled it by accident to me. I was going through Twitter and I saw literally somebody said there was a Yordle Battlesmith. That's all I saw. So this card I knew it existed. So this is the only card I don't know that's coming in this expansion that I knew was coming. Yordle Explorer. I didn't know the stats though. So it's literally a Battlesmith. When you no, it doesn't buff its spell trap. It says when you summon another Yordle. It doesn't buff itself. Oh my god, that's so strong. Oh my... I mean, isn't Poppy a Yordle? Isn't Lulu a Yordle? I even think Ziggs is a Yordle. I mean, aren't all those Yordles? Like, isn't like literally every single card in Yordle aggro a Yordle? 1-drop, Yordle Explorer into Ziggs into Poppy. GG. 1-drop into Yordle Explorer into Mayor into 5,000 units that all cost 0 and oh my god. Oh boy. Oh boy. The next Explorer will be buffed. I don't know what that means, dude. Oh, the next Explorer gets buffed. That's true. Yes, that's true. He does buff himself when you play the second one. Oh my, that's even worse. Oh my god. Mecha Yordles get buffed as well. I'm aware of that, yes. That's a very strong card. And this hitting Poppy is actually insane. Like, what do you do if you play this into Mayor? I mean, this, even just like this into Lulu is insane. Lulu being a 4/4 is crazy. Like, this into Lulu is crazy. I mean, this into a second Explorer is just like GG. Well, I quit. Like, mana 1, even pass. Let's say you pass on mana 1, and then you have 1 mana to make him a 3/3 in case the Mystic shot you. So, mana 2 Yordle Explorer into mana 3 Yordle Explorer. You lost the game. If you can't remove them. It's not the next Yordle you play. It's literally forever Yordle. It's a Battlesmith. 6/5 attacking Poppy, I know, I'm aware. Oh boy. Alright. Alright. Listen.
Hey Grap, do you have any idea what the developers were thinking when they printed this card? I mean, it just seems so tone deaf to the current meta that it comes across as ridiculous to me.
I'm almost certain I know what they were thinking, yes. So here's what it is. I am actually very much in favor of printing slightly overtuned cards at expansion releases in order to get the people excited to play them, and then nerfing them relatively soon after. So I personally like for expansions to be very strong, and then they can get like nerfed in a subsequent patch within like 3-4 weeks, whatever. I like that. I enjoy that. So
Poppy is now removable by many 3 damage cards.
I know.
Now she comes
It's crazy.
Out at 5/4 or 6/5.
I'm aware.
That?
I know. Listen, let me finish my phrasing here, chat. So, the fact that when this expansion landed, we had a lot of strong cards. We had Poppies. We had a lot of... It was fun. Now, with that said, I do like for them to get nerfed shortly after. I think you can't wait for many months and let them be strong. Here's the thing. I think this is probably what happened. The devs wanted to make Yordles very strong. Right? They wanted to make Yordles very strong. But the problem is, they made them so strong... And they like, this is what they did. they're releasing them in parts, right? So you can't have Yordles dominating the meta for months and then buff them with even more strong Yordles. That's not how it works. It's okay if this came out together with Poppy, it was overpowered, in 3 weeks later, it gets a nerf and it goes back down to normal range. Like, if this card came together with the entire Poppy package, and then Poppy Ziggs, it would have taken about a week and something to really figure out how to build the deck properly. And people would have been loving it, having a great time. 2 to 3 weeks later, it gets nerfed. And we had a great start to the expansion. And then all of a sudden, we nerf it back down to normal. That's a perfect opening for me. That's what I would have liked to see. Take all of these cards and put them all in one expansion. Boom. You have the first 2 weeks, everyone's super excited playing their Yordles all over the place. And then it gets nerfed. Perfect. But putting Poppy being very strong on her own, she dominates the meta, no nerfs, and then expansion, even more cards that make her even more overpowered, that's wrong. It's wrong. And the big problem with that is that we don't have a balance patch until January. Now, with all of that said, me personally, I'm not going to be playing Yordles. I personally still believe, I've not seen all the cards yet, I personally still think that Fate can outscale Yordles as a mid-range deck. I'm just not sure if it can outscale them fast enough in order to survive and not die from things like Burn Yordle. I'm not sure if it can survive long enough versus Burn Yordle. But in general, Fated units should be able to outscale and outvalue Yordle cards. I just don't know if it has the HP pool, because Fated decks, I'm not sure if they're going to run enough healing. Then again, Fated decks are playing Targon, and Targon is very good for healing. How will it outscale Yordles? Copium? Is that really Copium, though? Like, have you not seen the Fated cards? 3 mana, 2/4 with Fury and Fated. Every time it eats a Yordle, it gets +1/+1. And it gets a
Remember when Aurelia came out? Broken. Next patch she was buffed to get her unique card instantly.
Yes.
Next patch she was nerfed. I believe this is what's gonna happen to this meta Yordle.
Yeah, but I think they're taking too long. I think they're taking too long to nerf it. Also, that wasn't a buff, that was a bug fix. She was supposed to have that originally. Pantheon with lifesteal can win versus Yordle? Sure, if he has lifesteal. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm not gonna say pretty sure, but I think it's very possible that Fated decks can outscale Yordles and beat them. I really do. Because when I first saw the Fated cards, I said to myself, this deck will beat Poppy decks. Yordle's even bigger than dragons? Yeah, but you've never seen dragons with Fated. And not necessarily even dragons. Fated cards are the best scaling cards in the game. They have mega value. I honestly believe you can beat this deck. Possibly. Like, I'm not saying I'm confident in it, but I think it can. We just need to see more cards. This is a concern. Poppy swinging for 6/5 is absolutely insane on mana 4. That's crazy. You can swing with a 6/5 Poppy mana 4. See, that I'm not sure how to stop. Poppy's the one unit I'm not sure how to stop, because Poppy actually scales extremely well for every attack she does, especially if you're running this with, say, Demacia, and you're like, ugh. I mean, I'm probably going to place a little bit of Mecha Yordle, sure. Just not, like, I'm more excited for Fated cards. You can't outscale. I still do think you can do it with Fated decks.
To be honest, I love Azuralia, but it was too strong for too long. Now it seems Yordles will rule even longer. Hope Riot learn from their mistakes.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. But it's very possible Yordles are just going to dominate the meta. It is very possible. So, you're saying that Yordles is instant 1/1, Fated... But yeah, but Fated procs every turn. That's the big deal about it. Fated procs every single turn. I think Fated can do well versus it. We'll see. We'll see. We can't know until we playtest it. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Equinox may be good this meta. I mean, but, like, here's the thing. No matter how good Equinox is, it's still a tempo loss. He drops, let's say, okay, he drops Yordle Explorer. You play Zoe, you get an Equinox. You literally spend 3 mana to silence this. You spend 3 mana to turn it a good 2/2 into a 2/2 that's generic. Like, you didn't really get... Sure, you stopped one of his big tempo plays, but still, you spent a lot of mana to do it. I mean, no, you don't count 4 mana because Zoe's still alive. Zoe never died. I'm not counting Zoe play mana because she's still on board. I'm counting the mana you actually threw away in order to stop it. Dice the Mystic Shot next. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very scary card. I'm also very afraid of, like, not just Popula, but, like, this with Lulu. This with Lulu is pretty scary as well. This with Zigzagger is kind of insane. Yeah, I know Single Combat Faded. That's one of the best cards
We
on
need
Faded.
Snake to be 2/1 again.
Yeah, probably that's what we need. I agree. We do need Snake to be a bit stronger. I'm worried about this card. I am. I think it's very good. But I still have hopes that Faded can beat it. But then, okay, let's say best case... Okay, time out. Let's say best case scenario. Faded destroys Yordles. Let's say Faded decks have a 70% win rate versus Yordles. That's like the best case scenario. What are we going to have? A ladder with only Yordles and only Fadeds? What other deck is going to be competitive? Let's say somehow Faded decks can destroy Yordles. That's the best case scenario. What's the meta going to be like? Yordles and Faded, right? Like, what else is going to be able to fit in that meta? Yeah, discard is looking pretty strong. I honestly don't think... I don't think that War Mother's Call... I mean, not War Mother's... Field of Rush Tryndamere decks can really survive long enough with this kind of scaling. Like, this is... Their boards are going to be immune to avalanches, for example. They're going to be immune to ravines. Alright. Scary card. Let's go to the next one. Bilgerat Rascal. 3 mana, 3/2. Bad stats. Play, discard 1 to manifest a Mecha Yordle and granted spell shield. I mean, just compare that with this card. This is so much stronger. Yeah, this is so much stronger. This is meh. This is pretty meh. I'm not a fan of this card. Compared to the other card. You play both. I mean, yeah, I guess you play this in a Mech Yordle deck, sure. But it's not amazing. It's okay. It's okay-ish. Granting Spell Shield is nice. It's okay. Nothing special, though, to see. 6 mana, 4/5. Oh, that's expensive. Attack. Give other attacking allies +2 attack this round. That's not very good. It's too easy to remove. It's only 5 HP. It doesn't have... it doesn't give itself a buff either. I mean, yeah. Not that insane at all. I don't see it being that great. And the fact that he has to attack is pretty bad as well. If it was just a passive, he could just sit on the board. Maybe you could play with something, but I'm not a huge fan. Yeah, sure. Electro Harpoon. Now, this card is... Oh, it's a slow... Oh! I was going to say this is absolutely crazy good, but it's a slow card. Never mind. I think it's fair. It's a fair card. No, it's not. It's not a fair card. It's still very good. It's not a conditional. Like, you don't have to kill. You don't have to hit the unit in order to do shield next. It's really decent. It's pretty decent. Because it guarantees it's 2 mana, do 2 to the Nexus. Like, it can't fizzle. So the fact that it can't fizzle makes up for that. 2 mana, deal 2 to the Nexus is absolutely insane. This will see play in every aggro deck in the game. They can fit Bandle City. There's no way this doesn't play in aggro. Like, how insane is that? Like, you kill a unit and you still do phase damage. Yeah, this sees play all the time in Bandle aggro. It has to. It's slow. How's it trash? You get rid of a blocker, but you also deal damage to face. It's deal 4 for 2 mana. Deny? Okay, fantastic. So you just burnt your opponent's Deny. Now you can play your Decimate afterwards for free. Now this is strong. Even being slow, it's pretty strong. Ezreal Swain, it's pretty decent for Ezreal Swain, sure. But does Ezreal Swain can't play this color. Ezreal Swain is PNZ and Noxus. That's saying like Piercing Darkness is trash because it's slow. I mean, Piercing Darkness is yeah. I think they meant Teemo Swain, yeah. Yeah, it's a good card. It's a good card. It's very good. This card will be the bane of your existence. Imagine you're playing versus Ziggs Poppy aggro. It's your turn. It's mana 2, right? He already played a 1-drop. You have no 1-drops because you're a mid-range or a control deck. You can't play a 3/2 because you just get destroyed. This destroys you. It gives you so much value. I think it's a very strong card. All right. Now, this will make or break Rumble. What is this? 2 mana burst, grant an ally. Oh, my God. It's so strong. What do you mean it's meh? What? How is it meh? Are you guys in Sanato? First of all, it's grant, not give. So it already pays for itself. Second of all, it has impact. So it gives even more damage. Third of all, it's burst speed. Fourth of all, the one thing Rumble needs is a way to scale his attack because he has quick attack and he can't afford to get chump blocked. So now, when Rumble attacks, you can't even block him with a high HP blocker because you know that this deck guaranteed runs Flamespitter. I mean, you don't even... Oh my... How is that meh? And he's already hitting for 6. This makes him hit for 8. No one will use it. You don't have to use it as his champion card. You get it for free. Like, imagine you drop this, for example. Let's say you play this on Swain. GG. What else can we play this on? This breaks the game with Swain, by example. Doesn't it? Wait, does that proc Swain's ability? I think it might. I think if you give impact to Swain, he actually hits, doesn't he? Isn't that just like a board wipe? Like, this card is crazy, dude. I don't even know if it works on Swain, but if it does, it's also insane. It's really good with, I mean, this is a crazy card, because listen, if this was Rumble's champion card, and it said give this turn, it would be great.
I think people are thinking it's mech cause they're comparing it to Brothers Bond. You're trading the second target of the +2 for impact.
Yes, I understand that. I mean, Brothers Bond is an interesting card, but this is a champion card. You don't have to, like, waste deck space for it. That's what makes it so powerful. Impact is... I'm considering it as a champion card. This is insane. Like, the reason you don't run Brothers Bond in a lot of decks is simply because, well, you don't have space in the deck for it. And Brothers Bond is a good card in a lot of decks. It depends on the meta and how many removal decks there are in the game. But overall, yeah, this is crazy good for Rumble. This makes Rumble so much stronger than he was originally. That's really, really strong. We've talked about Rumble. The fact that he has quick attack and now he has a way to give himself 7 attack. You can't block him. How do you block Rumble? You literally, when you play Rumble on 4, he's unblockable. He always kills a unit or does a 6 damage to face. This is going to be an aggro deck, I think. He fits so well into Scion discard aggro. He fits really well into even maybe Jinx aggro with discard. He plays really well into... He might even play in something like Poppy aggro, although I doubt it because of discard. But still, he fits in quite a few decks. Draven aggro, sure. I could see that. Yeah, he's very strong. He fits into Mech Yordle value because of this is an insane thing. You can play him in like a mid-range controlled kind of deck. Perfect replacement for Draven, I agree. Especially with Draven's recent nerf. Yeah, it's crazy. That is pretty crazy. Tree is perfect because of all the regions of Mecha Yordles. Tree might be great as well in this deck. You're right. It might be. He gives you the Noxus color, which you usually have a hard time finding in Tree. Because what are you going to run? You're going to run the quick attack unit? Not really. Why can't you block it? Because he has quick attack. So you're just going to lose a unit at the blocks. And he still does 1 damage to face with his impact. And, like, sure, most decks discarding 3 cards is really bad. But not in Yordle decks, because they have, first of all, infinite card generation due to Manifest and stuff. Due to Mayor and stuff. They just generate so many cards for free. Second of all, if you're running it with a discard package, you just laugh at the fact that you're discarding cards. You don't even care. There's just so many things happening here at once. And if you discard, let's say, a Scion with this, I think, like, usually you don't discard Scions, but this is a good reason to discard Scion and give yourself overwhelmed. Holy crap. This card on its own will, like, within 3 swings get you down to, like, 8 HP. Because you have no good blockers for it. Like, are you going to be trading in, like, 4 HP units just to survive? Then you're going to lose the game due to tempo. You're just going to die. Because you're not going to have enough blockers forever. Like, you discard Scion with this on mana 4. You've got a 5 attack, overwhelm, spell shield, impact, quick attack unit on board. That on its own will destroy everything. Do you know how many resources you have to use to kill a 4 HP spell shield unit? A massive amount. My god, this is really strong. It's a very worrisome card. Honestly, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be... Thankfully, thank God, I'm going to say the following. This is a new deck. This isn't Yordle aggro. This isn't like Poppy, Ziggs. This is going to be new archetypes, which I'm very happy to see. I like seeing new decks on ladder. It's going to be really fun to try to find ways to defeat this. All I see is Minity. Brother, it has Spell Shield. I don't... How are you mini-morphing Spell Shield, dude? Are you going to tell me you're... So... Anyway. Second of all, it's a 4 mana cost card. So let's say you actually get Minimorph on it. That means you have to spend at least like 2 mana to proc Spell Shield. Then Minimorph. You spent 8 mana. You spent 8 mana to remove 1 mana. Why? Because a 3/3 is basically a 3 mana cost unit. Let's say 2.5 mana cost unit. So you are literally at a 6.5 mana deficit. You're at a 6.5 mana deficit in order to prevent this. That's insane. Because you're spending 6 mana on Minimorph and 2 mana to proc Spell Shield. And this doesn't get killed. It becomes a 2.5 drop. Yeah, it's way too expensive to remove it. It's too cheap. Whirling Death on Rumble is amazing. You insta-level him if you play Whirling Death and have any form of buff. Because he needs to hit for 12, so Whirling Death will give him 11 damage. Because Impact doesn't proc, I think, from Whirling Death, does it? Does Impact proc on Whirling Death when this strikes while attacking? You're right, so it does proc. Oh, wow. You can level him on the turn he's played on mana 4. Oh no, dude! Oh my god, you can level him on mana... Oh my... Okay. During attack, yeah, but you just do it during your attack. Okay. Yeah, we're in a little bit of trouble, chat. There's some very strong cards here. Alright, I don't know how... Okay, listen, I don't know how Control makes a comeback. Like, it's been very hard to play Control decks recently. I don't know how Control decks make a comeback after this. You know what's funny? Imagine if Karma leveled up on mana 6. I don't even know if she could beat these decks. I'm not even joking. Even, like, okay, I mean, she could, sure, but still. Even, like, a leveled up Karma on level 6 would have trouble versus some of the absolute crazy ramping these decks are getting in terms of stats. I'll be honest, I think the only reason we're a little bit scared is because they're all Yordles and we're sick of seeing Yordles. If these weren't Yordle cards, we'd all be very excited about this. The only reason we're a little bit hesitant to get excited and we're scared of this and is simply because we've been stuck being defeated by Yordles for way too long. We want something new on the board, you know? We want to be able to beat on the Yordles, not just continue to get destroyed by Yordles. If these were all the same power level, but they were all control cards... Everyone would be like up in arms about how this is the greatest deck. No, not up in arms. Everyone would be super excited. You know what we need? All right, let me save you, Riot. Let me save you. Buff Brum to a 1/6. First of all, to start things off, that's the first move we need. We need a card like Avalanche that has a silence. So let's say, for example, 5 mana, silence all units for 1 turn, and deal damage, deal 2 to everything. We need something like that. We need something that removes buffs and then damages for 1 turn. It has to be a slow, obviously, to be fair. We need a new Avalanche that silences before damaging. People are saying that Aphelios weapons are getting buffed. Sparklefly is scary. Sparklefly revert is kind of scary. Fury is a good one. I like that. Kill an enemy Yordle. Oh my goodness. Really? Revert the Watcher nerf? I don't know about that. I don't think this fixes the problem. I don't think Watcher decks are really the answer here. Nasus level 1 spell shield. No, I'm not thinking about... I'm just thinking like things that we need right now in order to not allow Yordles to get out of hand. Like Braum buffing to 1/6 is very solid. It gives Freljord a chance to like start getting value trades early because currently Freljord is dropping Braum early doesn't do anything. All it does is give you a 3/3 blocker. It doesn't, like, aggro doesn't care. Avalanche is kind of bad right now because they have way too many ways to buff units out of Avalanche range. A kind of Avalanche that silences and does damage would be amazing because the thing is, right now, most aggro decks, they have really weak units, but they have a lot of ways to buff them. Something that silences and then damages, a board wipe that doesn't care about buffs is what we need. That's a really big deal. Like, let's say 6 mana, deal 3 to all. That would be OP though, wouldn't it? Because that would be a really big power. What is it? Nah, that's a bit too strong. Maybe deal 2 to all. 5 mana. Something like that. Pack your bags buff. Isn't that Spirit Fire? Yeah, but Spirit Fire doesn't silence. That's the thing. So the reason you want silence is because right now, you play Avalanche versus Poppy. She doesn't care. 1 mana, give everything tough. GG. Poppy attacks, everything goes to 3 HP. You can't even Avalanche anymore. Like, there's so many ways Poppy just destroys Avalanche kind of cards because she doesn't care about Avalanche. She buffs her board way too easily. Guys, I've been running Icequake in some decks. The problem with Icequake is it takes too long to get online, and it doesn't deal enough damage because you have to play it by mana 5. You spend 8 mana, and it doesn't do enough. It doesn't do enough damage because they just play 2 mana, give everything tough, and then, like, all the 3 HP units survive. Yeah, okay, listen. I still think Pantheon Faded decks can beat Yordles. I'm not kidding. I still think it's possible they might be able to beat them. Here's the thing. Pantheon's not a control deck. Those are not control decks. I'm talking about how do we bring back control, okay? This is control. I consider Fiora control. Overhealing is good for control. Like, I'm talking about how to bring back control overall, not how to beat Yordles. I mean, I still think Faded might be able to beat them. Lysandra leveling up takes too long to level up. Yeah, leveling up Lysandra earlier, bringing her back to the way she used to be, could be really good. Lysandra was kind of good. Yeah, I can see that. Lysandra's supposed to be a way to deal with aggro in general. I almost feel like at this point, due to all the power creep we've seen in mid-range and aggro this expansion, would that be crazy, chat? It's still 9 mana. And it still kills your own units. And this might be what control needs to come back into the game. I know, and listen, I would never have considered this before the current expansion, but right now, you have no way to, like, wipe boards because every single deck out there just open attacks. And unfortunately, like, let's say they open attack and then you finally ruinate. You're 9 mana behind, then you just rebuild the board and they just attack you next turn. Because right now, okay, let me explain to everybody why Ruination is such a scary card, or at least it used to be. Ruination used to be one of the scariest cards back in the day. Because if you have 5 units on board and you get ruinated, you're already down to like 2 cards. You have no more units to play. There was never a time before Bandle City where every time you play a unit, it generates another unit in your hand. And that's what Bandle City does. Bandle City, every time you play a card, it just generates another card. You never run out of cards. So if the opponent spends 9 mana wiping your board, you just rebuild it in 1 turn. And you can't do Ruination into Ruination, for example. You just can't. The only Bandle City deck that doesn't... I mean...
Buff Kindred so her kill effect is instant instead of round end, also make the box 3 mana.
I mean, these are all good options. Box 3 mana is kind of decent. But it would be way too OP box is 3 mana. Like, it's too broken of a card. I really don't even think at this point Fast Ruination would be that broken. It would be very strong. It would be kind of overtuned, but still, what else can we have? What other way can we do it? Like, maybe Icequake Fast? Icequake Fast could be really good too. That would be a very played card, and that could actually bring back control. Icequake being fast, removing attack, so you can survive more damage, and doing 3 to everything is kind of scary as well. You can't buff Anivia. Listen, chat. You can't buff her. She's unbuffable. Minimorph is a card in the current game, and I think with Minimorph out there, Anivia is just dead. I don't even know how you buff her properly. Unless you want to just, like, overtune her. Like, if you want to make her, like, a 4-mana card all of a sudden. It's like, wait, what? Well, that's the first thing I said about AoE Silence. Like, an Avalanche card that silences before dealing damage. I don't know. Change Minimorph to fast. A better Spirit Fire. It would be a much better Spirit Fire, yes. But 1 mana more expensive in a different region, so... Yeah. What else? How else can we bring control back into the game? I don't know. Lysandra buffs that Minimorph is a card out there. Yeah, but the thing is, Braum is a 4-mana unit. Lysandra's a 3-mana unit, right? The problem with Anivia is she's a 6-mana unit and she's your main win condition. Anivia decks are literally built around Anivia doing her thing and dying and bringing her back to life and reviving her. If you turn her into a 3-3, the game's over. That's not necessarily true because Braum decks are very rarely Braum win con. Lysandra decks, I mean, once she levels, she already gave you the win con in your hand. You don't really need her anymore. It's a small thing, but a Verosin Sentry could probably be 1 mana. I mean, yeah, it could be for sure. But then aggro will... I mean, there's not really that much failure to aggro, to be fair. Yeah, maybe it could be. Something like that could help. But I don't know if it's enough. I think control needs one very powerful thing. What about fast harrowing? Almost no difference, right? What's the difference between fast and slow harrowing? You can't play the blockers if they open attack. I don't see a big difference between the two. The only time fast harrowing is actually good is if you do it in response to like a rally, I guess. Or like in response to a spell if they're opening with a spell. Like let's say they open with remembrance and you counter with harrowing. That way you can just open attack with it before they can do anything. Withering Wail dealing 2. Very powerful. I can never see that happening. Kind of Shadow Isle. So you say Troll Chant giving -3/+3. You do realize then aggro just plays with Freljord. You just go like Mono Bandle City with Freljord Splash. That's the thing. I'm putting all changes here that don't buff aggro. Aggro will take advantage of strong cards. Like you buff a card that aggro can use, they're just going to use it themselves. Yeah, more healing is always good, but that's why I have this reverting past Targon
Make
nerfs.
Grappler's favorite card, Singular Will, fast and 9 mana.
That's a great idea. Just an idea. It was fun to theorize, but yeah. I am worried about the state of control decks. I've not been able to make a very good control deck for a while. The only playable control deck at this point is what, like Field of Rush, maybe? I don't know. Right now, you can still play somewhat control. I'm saying after the expansion, after we get these new cards, what can we do? Some cards like deal 4 damage to all followers. Yeah, I mean, that's a very good idea, but like, that would be a new card, yeah, I agree. Something like that, but the problem is for something, how much would that cost? Like 9 mana?
Could Willination cost less, like 6, 7, 8 cost? If it could be stopped by killing the targeted unit?
Maybe. Maybe. See, here's the thing with Willination as well. The current decks, they don't really care that much about it. Because they just replay their units. They're all so cheap. Every deck out there right now has such cheap units. Willination is a very strong card if you're playing against decks that have expensive units. They just rebuild the board. They just replay their mayor and everything costs 1 mana and they just refill up. They don't even care. Like, if they made Willination, recall all units, they all cost 1 more now or something like that, sure. But yeah. Combine Freljord and Shurima for Avalanche, Ice Shard, Spiritfire, and more control tools. I've tried, honestly. I've tried almost everything like that. I mean, there are some control decks that can still do well. Like, Darkness can do pretty decently. Like, Darkness is still a strong deck. And it is control-y. But the problem with Darkness is, I think it's going to get destroyed by the next patch. I don't think Darkness can keep up with the next patch. It's almost impossible. The next patch is just so strong. We need more beefy defenders. Oh! Yes! Chat, listen. That's one of the answers. Think back to Hearthstone. I forgot all about Hearthstone. Chat, listen. One of the answers is the following. Can't attack units. They can block. Really beefy, like, walls. That's something Runeterra hasn't ever had. Like a lifesteal wall, right? Like a 4/8 that costs, like, 5 mana with lifesteal can't attack, or something crazy like that. Where you can just drop it and it can hold the line. Something like that. Maybe. Like, you have George, but you want to overstat them with the negative can't attack? Something like that might be a thing. Like, Braum is a pseudo-wall, right? That's what Braum is for, basically. Some kind of defending unit that is not able to attack, but can be overstated because of that. You need Taunt. I mean, Taunt is not a thing, because we already have that. We choose defenders. Discount Malphite, maybe, or give him Unstoppable Force every turn. Yeah, but Unstoppable Force is slow, so they just open attack. They don't care about it. A ban system in ranked, just like League of Legends. I am of the opinion that it would be really cool if you could, not necessarily ban, but like be able to side deck. Or even like choose to play best of, like best of 3 with like 3 decks ban, whatever. I think it's a cool idea. But yeah. I think sideboards would be more fun. Honestly, in a best of 3 format. I think that's a much easier way to approach it. Thank you there. Thank you so much, Bigalinia. That's okay. So sideboards is probably one of the biggest possible buffs you could give to control, because sideboards are more important for control than they are for aggro, I would say. Have you seen the new meme video doing the rounds about lore balance and patches? I have not. You see, here's the problem. I have a problem watching this. I know it's funny, chat, but the problem is I speak Spanish, so I understand what he's saying. It's kind of scuffed for me, but I'm gonna play it anyway. I'll play it anyway, even though I speak Spanish. All right. Went to Twitter. So that tweet from Dead Bolters is about the next balance patch. He wanted to discuss possible changes for the patch with the community, but then I noticed the next patch won't be coming for January. January. I made it so still we didn't even have enough. Wait, what did he say? Enough master players to kill. Oh no. Oh no, dude. January. This yours is so bad. People are migrating to other games. And the first question they always ask is, how often do you patch? Lower champion would rather play TFT. Oh no, dude. Let's balance my Oh my god, dude. January. This special was replaced by a mini expansion. League the director said thankfully patched every 2 weeks. Oh no, dude. Even right there says we're memeing on Lore's balance against your In all seriousness, they were doing a great job with Lore. PB expansion was great. And their balance patches were amazing. Only we got more of them. It started okay. Yes, it did start. We're getting even more Vandal cards. I mean, that's expected. Old ones haven't even been nerfed. I mean, expected. It was a Battle City expansion. Poppy. I was already every single deck in the game. We're getting more. People can't wait to get their hands on the new cards. Just imagine all the new play patterns. Interactive patterns. The forests of panels are vast. I have more fun talking about the game than playing. Topic of fun, do you even enjoy playing? Well, PvP icon is good, yes, it's true, it is good. Since I don't have to play Poppy. Jinx and my story is nice. Oh no. Tear up a little, it did. Play ranked with the 300 account. It's true. Oh my god, it's true. Kemi? Who else do we have here? We have Yami Yugi, and like, I know there's a third out there, chat, who I play with occasionally, and like Hanzo. I'm pretty sure Hanzo's one of the other two with an alt account. I still love that part in a regular. Poppy and Plunder, you're still trying to make Oh no. Oh no, dude. Oh, that was pretty good. All right.